Hey guys, welcome to a brand new episode. Today we're talking about the current state of the market and NFTs as a whole in gaming, and how these are still a very safe bet in some areas, some games that I've invested in recently. And we're going to be talking about this week's changes as well, and how even though the market is down, if you got in on some of the games that we covered this week, you could have seen a huge amount of profit, like 2x's, maybe even like 2.5x in some cases, during this bearish period where everything is going down. And hopefully some of you got in on those and survived some of this. So you can see, let's start by talking about this week. So we covered Crystal Kingdoms 4 days ago, and this is now not looking great because of obviously the bearish results of the current state of the market, which is everything is down, big coins going down, and that inevitably has an effect. It trickles down into altcoins and NFT gaming coins, but some survived this. So looking at Crystal Kingdoms, first of all, if you got in on this around here, which is where we bought 17th of January, because I knew that they had a land sale coming up, and it absolutely skyrocketed. Went from what, $7 where we bought it at, and went all the way up to 16. Now, if you ever think that I just buy and sell, I'm not great with buying and selling at times. I do, like, basically I woke up to the news about Russia and knew that that's going to lead to a big bear market, potentially, where everything goes down. Big news like that is going to have a reaction, and it did. And you know, I didn't sell at the top. I was hoping it would go on further because I thought we could get to the land sale and we'd survive it, but it just started trickling down, and I just woke up to that news and thought I'm gonna get out of a lot of my positions, and I mean, at this point it's difficult because I think these periods can last for like a month sometimes before we see some recover. Markets will recover. It's inevitable. Cryptocurrency as a whole is going more mainstream. NFTs are being adopted by so many big things. Microsoft, Facebook, you've got Twitter changing the NFT profiles, and this just means more adoption, which means more people getting involved in it, and inevitably things are going to go up. But this is how people react to it. And although I know it contributes to the panic, you don't really want to be the one of the people who is left like holding when it starts to come down really low and lose all that money that you've invested into projects that you've worked so hard on to get to see some results in terms of return of investment. So we ended up selling for the same price basically, and it didn't serve us very well. But anybody who did get in on this and sold up top here, you were looking pretty good. Another project that we covered, we weren't in on this in terms of we didn't get any buys. Just obviously we did the live stream and bought some coins to give away. But at the very bottom of this, if we look at it day by day, the very bottom of this, we didn't pick any up. We picked some up the last time that we played it, and yeah, this has done very well. Anybody who got in on this around here, when we first covered it, so this is going back to 12 days ago, if you bought it, it was very low market cap, very low entry. The game is pretty cool, and we had a lot of fun playing it in 2 live streams. If you got in on this, you've 3x'd from your position down here. Beyond that, even potentially 4x'd if you got in here. If you got in here, 6x'd in a state where everything is going down, or at least, you know, stable, and didn't react badly to this news. The news that we've had where everything's gone down, it's still up there. So that's really good to see. And so we've had some good picks. If we take a look at, people have asked about Block Monsters ROI. We're not going to really know that until the game comes out in full. We've got Hemo with their IDO launch. We've got public launch coming soon for that. Galaxy of Crime we covered. Nothing much major going on in terms of that. There's no real coins to invest in. Bomb Crypto has continued to go down as I predicted. I did decide to sell my house in the end and sold that for $2,068. You see now it's worth 1,779. So I'm happy with that decision. I'm still playing it because I really enjoy the PvE, to be honest, and I'm really looking forward to PvP. So I've still got all my heroes, and I can't sell them anyway because you can only sell super legendaries at this point. But yeah, so I thought a house isn't going to make that much difference to me getting 1 key a day potentially. So that's where we're at in terms of those the past week. Metagear has launched their token, and we're looking at a 5x position from when that launched. So from private it was 0.2, 3x if you got in at IDO. The people who won the $100 allocation, 2 people won that, and they have already got their return of investment from what they've bought in for. It did have, you know, when it first launched, it did have a nice pump up to all the way up to the 20s, 30s spike, but there was some stability where you could have sold for 0.24, but you know, you don't never buy in the first couple of minutes because it gets botted. Came down to 0.6, and therefore buying this was the dip of it, and now we're seeing some stable action, which is really good. We're holding it in our joint wallet for mine and Rob's, where we just kind of hold our main investments. So we're holding for that, because I just think I really, you know, we're going to be covering this game in the long term. We have a long-term partnership with them. I really like the game. It's going to be fun. The game has a huge team around them, and they are going to do big things, I think, in 2022. And we're going to see some quick progression. With the game being ready, already in alpha, I don't think we'll be waiting too long before we actually all get to get our hands on this. If you want to go check it out, you can actually pick up some gear already from their site. So that's the wrong website. You can actually go, they have a marketplace that's running live, which is really good to see. That, you know, they've already got a marketplace at this point, because they had a sale ages ago, very early on. So you can pick some of these boxes up for BUSD, and that really moves us nicely into what I really wanted to talk about in today's episode, is NFTs and how they can still hold a lot of value through a bear market. And the main ones that are going to do that are when the marketplaces are in BUSD, USDT, because obviously those tokens don't change, you know, down 0.01% for USDT. There's just the stable coins that are not going to change. Their market cap is so big that you're just not going to see any significant change in that. And, you know, they're outside of the crypto space, so they're pegged to US dollar. And therefore, if we take a look at some of the marketplaces where you can purchase in USDT, there's not going to be, during panic, people sell off their cryptocurrency, and because it's very easy to go dush, click, max, sell. But during panic, it is very difficult to sell your NFTs unless you start to lower the price significantly. But somebody said that it was a bad buy picking up these Mytheria Diamond Pandora packages. Bear in mind, I spent like 1,700 on picking these up, ranged between 1,500 and 1,800 max, I think. I paid for these diamond packages, and they've gone up. You know, there was 50 of them. I saw an opportunity here because limited, if something is very, very rare, there's like not money in rotation, then their price is gonna be, they're going to be really, really sought after. Mytheria has their alpha coming up on the 24th, and I'm really excited to get in and play that, because this is just a game that is right on my street. It's something that I'd be interested in playing long term, and so I wanted to pick up 4 out of the 50 and give myself a good chance to be one of the better people in it. Some of the things that I've added to this floor price, and this is what a lot of NFT games need to take stock of, is if you give them benefits, the value of them will increase, which if it keeps increasing on the marketplace, it's good for the whole of your other sales, because obviously they sold gold Pandora packages as well. So they added utility to them. So they added NFT staking. So if we go to Mytheria, you can see that I've staked my Pandora packages. I've removed them from Binance. I've withdrawn them from Binance Smart Chain. I've launched actually 23rd tomorrow. You can, I think registration is closed now. Yeah, so we'll be looking to get into that tomorrow. If you go to the gacha inventory, they've added utility to those NFTs where you can stake them. You could unbox them, but you might as well stake them. Not going to be doing them with anything. And you can see, you know, I've got 119 USDT based on the current size of the pool. So it's an extra little bit of US dollars that I've got from it. But also, they've added, if you're holding a Diamond Pandora package, you're going to get one immortal card sent to you as well. So, you know, these are going to be very, very limited. So if you add benefits to these NFTs that you pick up, at the very least, you're going to see that impact on the price, keeping it stable. But, you know, if it goes well, you're going to see an increase in price, which is what we've seen in the Diamond Pandora package. The latest price been sold for just under $3,000. And yeah, so I could sell 4 of those if I wanted for $12,000. And that's pretty good for a $6,000 investment. Pretty damn good. So look for NFTs that have utility in when you pick them up. There's so many different sales going on. And then when you have these rare things being sold and then they sell more to get more revenue, that can be a problem. A good example of that is if we take a look at Ekio. So I took part in the box sale. They've currently added the cloning pod. So these heroes were quite rare. You know, there wasn't a lot of them in circulation. But then they added the cloning pod, which means you can spend Ekio and have a chance at pulling a common, rare, epic, or even a limited edition. So if we take a look at this video, this is me recording some footage yesterday. So I had to go at this because I wanted to get the limited one because I've got 3 epics and surprise, surprise. The gadget on this is really good. It works really smooth, no problems with it opening, and it has a fun system where, you know, this happens on the left, and we managed to pick up that limited in only 3 or 4 goes. So we absolutely smashed the odds. Now, if we take a look at the worth of this now, so you can see that I already held some epics heroes. And if you start adding unlimited gacha, the value of these is inevitably going to go down. I mean, the cheapest price, I could sell this for 500 BUSD, considering I invested $120. If I could sell it for that, then I would have made profit, but that's only because I beat the odds. Look at Heroes and Empires. Heroes and Empires, by the way, I am out of. I just kind of it got a bit repetitive. They weren't doing many upgrades in terms of the gameplay. They were just upgrading the marketplace, and it was just absolutely tanking. So hopefully, I mean, I lost a lot of money. I personally invested about $5,000 in NFTs. I probably made 1,000 back once I sold them. So don't think I profited from that. Never got paid anything to promote Heroes and Empires. Haven't worked with them once. Just really liked the look of that game. It just didn't do as well as I thought it would. That was a real, and you're gonna get that within the NFTs that you purchase. Some of them will lose so much value, where some of them might just take off. So let's take a look at some NFTs outside of the Binance Smart Chain and move to Polygon and Ethereum, because these I don't really cover much on the channel, because I mean, I hate Ethereum. I hate the gas fees. I just can't tolerate the fact that you pay so much to make a transaction. Polygon, I do like the look of. I just find it's not as smooth as the Binance Smart Chain when you're making a transaction. I feel like sometimes it can get a bit blocked. But NFTs I'm invested in outside of this, you just get sent from random ones when you put your address everywhere. So I picked up some Meta Soccer characters, and these were a really good purchase. So I bet when we first did a video on this, I mean, we're going way back. I can't even remember when. Maybe like two months ago when we first did a video on this. Let's scroll beyond further. Maybe on that. Keep going. Thank you. Meta Soccer. Okay, yeah, 1 month ago. Wow, time moves fast in the crypto space. 1 month ago we covered this, and I pegged it as having huge potential. And I bought some of these. This is on Polygon, by the way. I bought some of these tickets because I knew that when the game comes out, when you're able to mint, the demand for it will go up. And lo and behold, it did. We picked these up at like 0.05 ETH or something like that. I have to say, I really don't like OpenSea at times. Like these are apparently my recently sold, but I didn't sell any of these, and I have just sold a forward. Anyway, I sold a forward for 0.42 ETH. So having bought that for about 0.1, that 4x'd. So some of these NFTs holding the long term is very, very lucrative. You have to just wait till those periods where there is demand, where the game releases updates. You can see I hold a lot of NFTs, most of which I'm not going to do anything with for ages. The Galaxy of Lemuria, I've got loads of those. I'm not going to do anything for a long time until that game releases. That's going to be later 2022. And an alpha badge for Dynamics World, Pepperpalooza passes. They're going to lose a lot of value. A lot of the crypto prophecies that I've held. So the crypto prophecies is something that I covered a while back. I bought these just to be able to test out the gameplay, and to be honest, you know, it hasn't really done much. I've not been very interested in playing it. It's not my type of game. Going like judging markets up and down, I'm not the best at it, and short play at all. But people have found a lot of value in it. A lot of people have enjoyed it, but you know, this is one that I picked up and managed to get a founders. This was, you know, some were sold for 1 ETH on some occasions, but I haven't been able to sell this. I've just lowered the price time after time, and there's 41 in play. The lowest price now is 0.5 ETH. We've got Mind Blazing Cape being the third. There's only it's the cheapest cape that you can get on there. I don't think there's any demand there, and that is a game where I haven't seen any extra benefits being given to founders that incentivize people to spend more on it. So yeah, it's stayed there. It's staying the same. Who knows what updates they'll plan in the future, and whether, you know, in the metaverse that they might build in the future might give extra benefits to people who hold these. And you can see a lot of that in the long term with the rare things that you have, that holding them, if new games get created, then they can start to have a lot more value. And if you invest in projects that do plan to build a metaverse, I think they're a safer bet than these single one-off games with no kind of vision for what they're going to do beyond that. I would probably say like 50% of the NFTs that I get, I keep for playing, hence why I've actually minted some of these Meta Soccer Scouts, so I've got enough to be able to play the game. And I really want to be able to test the gameplay out so that I can show you guys what it's like, so you guys can see if it's something that you'd be interested in. We're holding a lot of NFTs for things that'll have a lot of future value, I think. Coins Game Dev Squad. I mean, we picked this up at 0.2, and that's currently the floor price is 0.5, I believe, 5.4. Picking up avatars for things that have plans for the future that will be big. This is one that will be big, and it's going to have incentives to holders. If you want access to a whitelist spot for the token sale, I think this guarantees you a certain allocation for it. So you want to find things like that have utility in the future. Cedus NFT Heroes, I bought that to be able to get beta access. That has absolutely tanked in price, as I'd expect. I mean, there's been a lot of delays in this, but when beta tends to release, you then start to see that people selling off after, because they've played it, and it might be not, you know, half of people might not like it, and then start to sell those off as they lose. That utility doesn't become as valuable. So we see that drop to 0.4. Yeah, some NFTs I do just pick up to be able to play the games and show gameplay early, just for you guys, just to be able to put it out there. And it does sometimes mean taking a loss, but you know, the channel doesn't really suffer too much from things like that. Warriors of Adina, like the concept for that in the future, holding one of them. Picked up a Rebel bot last night, because they've had. There's it says backed by Ubisoft. So I think there's some investment from Ubisoft into that, and we'll be taking a look at that a bit later on in the week potentially. We've got Mystic Pepper that we're holding as well. I don't think their value has increased too much. I mean, don't buy from that collection because it's on Polygon. They've changed it over, but yes, there's something that I'm holding for the future. If we go over to Solana, we can take a look at some of the NFTs that I'm holding there. Solana's been very good to me in terms of because of what Genopets did. We bought Genopets when there was a limited amount. I made sure to sell mine off before they added more into the market with the second sale, and that second batch led to a decrease in price as expected, and then maybe I was able to pick up it for like half the price, which made like 2,000. Monkey Ball is one that I think I see a lot of long-term potential in, and at the moment these prices aren't going up, but I think we'll see a similar thing what happened with Soul Chicks, which is where the price just skyrocketed and increased significantly. So I've got three monkeys there. I think there's one in there's listed, yeah, so I've got one listed for 20 Sol there. Jack out of the box from Dragon Watch Heroes. So we've got some ones that we've just been sent that aren't really doing much at all. The floor price is 0.24 Sol. And Sol has been hit so heavily during this bear market, where it's gone from $200 to $100, losing 50% of its value. Such a devastating attack to a great coin, but it'll be back. And it does affect obviously the price of your NFTs quite significantly, because when you go from my Genopets floor price 13, which is about $1,300 now, it was $2,600 a couple of weeks ago. So still holding my Genopet, see lots of potential for that. Really excited to get involved in the beta for that and show you guys footage for that. That's just one of my favorite projects that I think I'm going to enjoy, because when I get to actually go out on a walk and walk my pet and see that impact on it, and it just like what you get from Pokemon Go, but I think better because it's on the blockchain and you'll be earning tokens as well. I think it's just going to be so engaging, and having spoken to both of the co-founders, I'm really excited for this project. So I think that is one well worth holding one to get involved in early. Floor price for that is 13 Sol, and you can pick up whichever one you like the look of best. There's so many variations because it's randomly determined by the choices that you made when you hatched them. But yeah, so you could go pick them up. Monkey Ball Zero, like Gen Zeros, these are I picked up for significantly more. I don't think I handled this sale well. I wanted to pick some good ones up, and we've got some good ones, but hopefully we'll see when the game releases or when it comes closer that the value for these, like Soul Chicks, will increase significantly. Soul Chicks I know has big things planned for Q2 of 2022. That's what we're really waiting for. We are holding Chicks because we invested, the amount we invested at private sale is now worth less than it was when we invested. If we'd have not gotten in the private sale and invested now, you'd get it at the same price. So Soul Chicks is at a very good price, because basically it's like you can get in on a private sale on a token. But Q2 2022 is what we hear from the team, that's when there's going to be a lot happening. But yeah, the floor price significantly changed around the time of the release of the demo. If we take a look at activity, you see activity over a longer period of time. They don't have that like Open Sale has. Page 13. 8.5, 20 Sol, one going for. Yeah, the floor price significantly increased for these around that period. It's come down a little bit now, but it's still pretty high. I mean, we minted these for like 1.5 Sol or something. So always, if you can invest in minting at the time that you're able to, that's, the first minting, that's the time to get in, because you get it obviously at the cheapest price. Soul Guardians, I think that's really interesting to mention that if you were involved in that, there was a lot of FUD around it, and eventually I think that project went under. Like they've not been, they overestimated how much they would need to get involved in the project, and you can actually reach out to them. Somebody reached out on Telegram and posted the person that you need to chat to, send a message to, is Berserk. Let me just get the profile. Yeah, it's Berserk on. Can't see the code that they have for their name. It's at Berserk on Discord, and they actually sent me a refund for. I don't think they refunded the full amount, but I got $175. So if you did get in on that, obviously that's a project we covered. If you did get on that from the Discord, I think if you go in the community fund or NFT chat, he posted there, the person who found it out for me. Massive thanks to that guy who actually researched it. I think they purchased like 10, so they would have lost a significant amount of money. But yeah, these have been refunded. You can get refunded for them. Reach out in the chat if you do get affected by that, and we'll try and sort that out. And then finally, obviously, Binance NFTs, probably best to look at is Tofu. So many that I'm holding in Binance that aren't really doing a lot, because we've got so many NFTs. If you go into this, the marketplace just shows you all your NFTs, and if you ever got into crypto blades, you've got a lot of junk, and it lists all the junk. So it's very hard to see your NFTs sometimes. Well, if we go by the newest, we have some Ekio NFTs. Meta Soccer Youth Scout is showing in Tofu. We've got some parallel boxes, so I picked up one of their main boxes and then two of these. So that's the rarest and the third rarest boxes. We've got two Squid Game players. I picked some of those up during the whitelist mint, the second one, and yeah, I'd be interested to see what comes of that. Basketball Legends, obviously, we're holding pretty, that's doing really well, playing that every day and getting some BBL from that. We hold the GM Gamespad bot. This entitles you to get allocations just like Seedify. If you hold this in a certain amount of Gamespad tokens, you can get access to it. Obviously holding a lot of Thetan Arena heroes. These are now, you can purchase off the marketplace for THC, which is really interesting. You can also rent out tomorrow Thetan Arena players. I'm still playing that every day. I still enjoy the game. I think it's really good, and I'll be looking forward to renting some of these out to people in some of the viewers if you want to get involved in that. Apart from that, as I said, there's loads of junk. We've got some Mezurashis. We've got some Drakus as well. I've got one with 2 mystic parts. That's actually a pretty good NFT to hold. So we've got, oh, has it sold? My NFTs. I'm listing it on Tofu. On sale. Oh, it's empty. Has it been sold? Oh no, they've got their own marketplace, haven't they? Yeah, Draku have their own marketplace now. NFT, where you can buy and sell. I honestly, having played the alpha, and you can play the alpha test, it looks really, really good. Like, it plays smooth. Card-based system works really well. So this one is like potentially a good one to get in. I think it's still under the radar. I don't think it's had the same advertising drive as things like Monster Infinite had. But yeah, you can go like that, and these are the Mystics. There's only one with 3 parts available, 118 BNB. You can pick these up. Lowest price is 4.99. My NFTs, we can see, oh, so I've got mine listed at 4.75 on sale currently. I might take that off because Binance has gone down. But yeah, and then I've got some to play. Yeah, I really like the look of the game. The gameplay is smooth as hell. Farrowland holding some weapons still. I need to get rid of them. I'm not playing for her anymore. I stopped playing because I just hate the QR code to have to log in every day. It's just so, I don't know, restricting. Have we still got Vi to sell for Heroes and Empires? We're not worth a lot anymore. But yeah, these are just the collection of NFTs that we're holding on the channel at the moment. Just Helmet Forevermon. There's probably a few others that are just not listed on the marketplace as well. You know, you got my DeFi pet. Got loads of NFTs for that, which the price of that's just come down significantly. Versus Undead. Oh my god. Wow. Crazy to look back and all the things we've invested in that have just lost so much value, all value, really. And these had loads of value at one point. And yeah, so picking the right NFTs that are going to have utility in the future, picking in a game that is going to have a metaverse that isn't just a one-off thing, I think is generally better, a safer thing to do. Revamon NFTs. These are cool. Yeah, I really like Revamon. I think it's a great project. I just wish I could play it because it just makes me nauseous. I get very, very nauseous playing VR games. Personally, finding those right ones and selling at the right time with things like this, I don't really want to sell this because I want to play the game. Meta Gear could be a good one in the future. It's when these games release, that's when you could potentially start to see floor prices increase in these. But yeah, let me know what you're into down below. What are you doing to survive this bearish as hell market, where everything is just going down and down and down. In terms of positions, yeah, like I said, I've got majority of my currency in USDT. Some positions still. Project Quantum, sad to see that drop. I thought I'd pick some more stable things, but yeah, everything's a little bit dangerous. But there is going to be a point where you want to get in on certain things because they are gonna go up. Like the only way is up for these projects at a certain point, but I'm not sure that's going to be in the next couple of days. So be safe, make good decisions if possible in the crypto space. And that is all for this one. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this run through of NFTs and what we're invested in, what we're holding, what we see potential in the future. Hopefully that guides some of you into similar things that might be lucrative as well. But yeah, like I say in the description below, let me know what you're involved in, what you think has good potential in the future. Okay, well that's all for this one. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed it. If you have, please leave a like on the video. It always helps the channel out. Hit subscribe if you want to keep up to date with future content. That's all from me. See you guys soon.